With the Democratic National Convention kicking off here in Chicago, former President Trump now looking to counter-program this, campaigning in key battleground states. Today in Pennsylvania, where he took aim at Kamala Harris's new economic plans. And after speaking at length this weekend about how Kamala Harris looks, telling his supporters he's better looking than Harris. Here's ABC's Rachel Scott.
Tonight, Donald Trump trying to counter-program the Democratic National Convention, traveling to 4 battleground states this week, starting with all-important Pennsylvania. The former president visiting a manufacturing plant, hammering Democrats on the economy.
Kamala Harris is an economy wrecker and a country destroyer. Our country will be destroyed if she gets in.
Trump also taking a shot at Vice President Kamala Harris's running mate, Minnesota Governor Tim Walz, who has called the Republican ticket just plain weird.
He said, we're weird. That JD and I are weird. I think we're extremely normal people. We're like you, exactly like. He's weird. Did you ever see him go on the stage and go like crazy? It's like between his movement and her laugh, there's a lot of craziness. I'd say a step further than weird. Weird is a nice word by comparison.
Some top Republicans have urged Trump to lay off the personal attacks on Harris, but he has said he's entitled to do it. Over the weekend saying this about her appearance.
I am much better looking than her. I think I'm much better. Much better. I'm a better looking person than Kamala. No, I couldn't believe it. She said, you know, I had never heard that one. They said, no, her biggest advantage is that she's a beautiful woman. I'm going, huh. I never thought of that. I'm better looking than she is.
And tonight, Trump's still facing criticism after calling the nation's highest civilian honor, the Medal of Freedom, quote, much better than the Medal of Honor, which is reserved for America's greatest war heroes. Trump was addressing Republican mega donor Miriam Adelson, who he awarded the Medal of Freedom when he was in office.
We gave Miriam the Presidential Medal of Freedom. That's the highest award you can get as a civilian. It's the equivalent of the Congressional Medal of Honor, but civilian version. It's actually much better because everyone gets the Congressional Medal of Honor. That's soldiers. They're either in very bad shape because they've been hit so many times by bullets, or they're dead. She gets it, and she's a healthy, beautiful woman.
The head of Veterans of Foreign Affairs saying these asinine comments not only diminish the significance of our nation's highest award for valor, but also crassly characterizes the sacrifices of those who have risked their lives above and beyond the call of duty. Over the weekend, Trump tried to clean up his comments in an interview with a local Pennsylvania television station.
I only heard, when I say better, I would rather in a certain way get it, because people that get the Congressional Medal of Honor, which I've given to many, are often horribly wounded or dead. They're often dead. They get it posthumously. And when you get the Congressional Medal of Honor, I always consider that to be the ultimate, but it is a painful thing to get it.
And David, tonight we do have news on another front. Top U.S. intelligence officials have concluded that Iran attempted to hack into the presidential campaigns from both parties, all in an effort to try to influence and interfere in the upcoming November election. It's unclear what or if any information was obtained, but tonight those U.S. intelligence officials making it clear they will not tolerate foreign interference in our elections. David.
Rachel Scott down on the convention floor as well. Rachel, we'll see a bit later here. So where does this race stand as this convention begins tonight? The new ABC News Washington Post Ipsos poll and the presidential race, the state of play in the key battleground states as well. Let's get right to our political director and Washington bureau chief, Rick Klein, back with us tonight. Rick, Kamala Harris obviously clearly looking to capitalize on her momentum here so far in Chicago. All eyes also on what is still a very close race in these key battleground states. First, where does the race stand nationally tonight?
David, the race looks dramatically different than it just did just a few short weeks ago. Right now, a slight edge in the national polling, a 4-point lead, 49-45 in the latest national polling among registered voters, advantage Kamala Harris. And in the battleground states, you're seeing a similar shift. This is where the race looked the day that Joe Biden dropped out of the race less than a month ago. You can see a Trump edge in all 7 of the major battleground states. Fast forward just 4 weeks, and you see the shift toward blue in all of those states, and now a Kamala Harris edge in 5 out of those 7, including including the 3 big Midwestern states that are very close to where we are right now in Chicago. This is real momentum, and it's exactly what the campaign hopes to ride out of this week and beyond, David.
Momentum, but obviously still a very close race tonight. Rick Klein here in the hall as well. Rick, Rachel, Mary, the entire Powerhouse political team will be right here with us for tonight's Democratic National Convention. Begins tonight, streaming on ABC News Live right at 7 p.m. Eastern, and then, of course, right here on the network, 10 p.m. Eastern. Again, tune into ABC tonight, 10 p.m. for President Biden's speech, passing the torch to his vice president.